Hello and welcome back to Green Zone. Cheers,
Woo. We didn't know you wanted fanfare.
Okay. We'll try it again. Welcome back to Green Zone.
Yay!
Yes.
There we go. Yes, the 2024 season is upon us. As always, I'm your host, Chris. No, Chrissy didn't have a growth spurt in the off season. Chrissy has decided this year to move on and do some sports photography. So she won't be joining us. If you want to follow her, you'll get her on Instagram. I think it's CM_sports photography. But filling her small boots is none other than the head coach of the Louth Mavericks, recently appointed, Declan Mulvihill. Did I get the surname right?
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Man's been practicing for days.
Yeah, I didn't like shit myself for it. And always we have Dave. We did have Owen. We don't have Owen anymore.
Cancel.
And joining us, getting ready for the Munster Derby, it's Evan Quigley. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you very much.
So yeah.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. Football is back. Football is back.
I was going to wait for the silence for the lightning fast comment from William Campbell. Literally 30 seconds in.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll
Evan
just look to the side, push the button. There we go. Evan is a stud.
Number one fan. Number one fan.
Evan can just leave now. He's done. It's game. He's got a comment. It's cool.
Yeah, just see the numbers drop now. So Evan, how you doing, bud? How is pre-season going?
Pre-season is going well. Our pre-season tends to start a bit different to other teams because we have the intervarsity match against UCD and usually Trinity. So our rookie class comes in around September time. It's usually starts off with about 60 or 70 players and then drops down to, by the time IV starts, to about 30. Once lads put on pads, they don't tend to come back the next week. So once we get the core rookie group, then we get a lot of lads who are second year, third year players. They play IVs as well. They played up against UCD. We won it last year, didn't win it this year. And now everyone's back for this semester to head on and host Cork.
Yeah, it's like that is, and we'll touch upon it later. As I said on Instagram there during the week, it's the connoisseurs game of the week.
Yeah, good litmus test.
So I also want to take this opportunity to issue a public apology to Evan and the Vikings. Chrissy's gone, so the graphic can't happen. I'm not good enough in Canva yet. I cannot do the congratulations for winning your bowl, but congratulations for winning your bowl.
Thank you very much. It's only 7 months later.
The graphic will come.
At least we got one going.
Like once I'm here we go. Yeah. Once I'm better with Canva and I can confidently put something that's worth the 7-month wait, I will.
Oh god. It'll be just on the day of the D1 Bowl this year. Just post the winner, and it's just us who aren't in the division.
Yeah,
that was what my plan was going to be with the whole year, the 1 year anniversary of the missing bowl graphic.
Oh god.
Yeah, at one stage for our game against you down in Limerick, I was almost tempted to commission an artist to paint the canvas, and then I got quotes back, and I was like, "Nah, fuck that."
I thought we were going to draw a little picture and put like our ages and our names at the bottom of it.
That was the alternative.
Dave, age 27.
Chris, age question mark.
Wishing someone on Fiverr, just see what they come up with.
Yes, shout out to Fiverr for all the intros and videos you're going to see throughout
that's a good competition idea. Draw your best D1 winning goal graphic. Whoever wins gets pride or a Fiverr.
A really, really sad Mavericks logo, and congratulations, you well.
Well, yeah, actually, I wasn't going to say this, but seeing that Alex decided to have a pop at us on under center, Dec, how does it feel to be Alex?
Who?
Who? Well, how does it feel to be on a show with the last 2 people that issue you silver medals?
Oh,
Well, if I'm entirely honest, I hadn't contemplated that until just this second. So you're looking at live reaction.
Yes.
I have 2 silver medals that sit in my gear bag and have done since I picked both of them up, and it's not overly, joy-inducing or anything.
Tackling fuel.
Particularly given that we were so good in the regular season in both of those years. I got absolutely spanked by the Jets.
Yeah, but it did.
The only thing is, UL can't claim they spanked us. Whatever else, they won it, but we'd like to think we put up a good fight.
It was like a nail biter of a game. It is a you had to be there. It was a you had to be there, 100%.
For a game that was stretched down, it was good to watch.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, given the recent news about the Mavericks head coach disappearing into the sunset, let's take 5 and talk deck as a host and a guest at this point. So
yeah, until a couple of weeks have passed. Yeah.
How's it going? How's being the head honcho?
Oh yeah, the preseason has gone well all week that I've been in charge of it. Look, I've been around the club since its induction. Started it with the lads from college, so I've seen everything happen in the Mavericks. He wasn't overly happy with that story.
Never is.
But yeah, anyway, coming into this season, I suppose we were looking reasonably well. Hosted the Rebels up in Dundalk. We were meant to be down in Dublin. Pitches had to be cancelled and changed, and at the last minute, we ended up hosting in Dundalk. So we've had a bit of preseason action already, and look, no better team to try and cut some rookies into our squad and even one up some veterans against. So yeah, no, we're looking into the season hopeful, if nothing else. We have a lot to live up to given our previous 2 seasons. So
yeah, it'd
be an awful bad start for my head coaching career if I come in and we suddenly end up on a negative record at the end. Jeez.
No, like it's there's so much expectation on you guys and the Cowboys to just juke it out.
The Cowboys is going to be dead interesting because I don't think anyone knows what to expect.
No, definitely not.
Including
given that
some Cowboys in front.
Yeah, so it's March 24th. Pete Lochran, I'm not sure. Greg Lochran is still there as head coach.
Greg was named as head coach there on a graphic the other day, yeah.
I imagine that means Pete's playing, so.
Well, he played that game, I think, last year, or a game and a quarter before his knee exploded, I think. So, look, you'd never wish a man not to complete a season, but fuck me, I'm sick of seeing him coming and laying it on us in the regular season. Mavericks have only beaten the Cowboys once in like 6 games, and they and we beat them once to the final. That is an absolute brilliant comment.
Yeah. Owen hasn't reacted yet.
He doesn't got it. I can't tell by the blurriness, but is Owen's sexy goatee back?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah. I just see the disappointment.
Yes.
Anyway.
But yes, as some of you will have noticed on Instagram over the past couple of days, we asked you all for your hot takes on the 2024 season. And yeah, shit got real. Shit got real.
Provided. Jesus.
Yeah. Like there was like 30 or 40 comments. And then one stood out. One stood out to the point where people started arguing with each other through the medium of the response box, which is, of course, Wolfhounds and Division 1. So who wants to take over that? Who wants to start with that?
Fire away, Evan, as the guest. You may have the first word, if not the last.
Well, what's controversial about
the controversy is that unless you play SBC football, apparently you're not getting a look in at the Hounds. Despite the clinics and the people who were at the clinics getting messaged, and so, but apparently not a look in. You went to those clinics, did you not, Evan?
Yeah, I got invited up to them, and I play in the SBC for a year and a half before COVID, and then we dropped down. Like, it is an enormous jump from D1 to SBC, and the jump then from SBC to international is fucking even more. So lads thinking, like, I have no doubt there are good players at D1. I played there for just 2 years gone, but the jump from D1 to SBC, massive. The jump from SBC to international, even bigger. The jump from D1 to international is almost unfathomable.
Yeah.
That when the lads go up to at those clinics, there were a lot of D1 players who stood out and they were good, but it's their first time playing any kind of further or better competition. The jump from D1 to international is so big that I think getting a bit of a litmus test at the SBC is almost required.
Yeah, like I would agree. The jump that myself and Dave have experienced in the last 3 months, moving from the Jets over to the Trojans, like it's nuts. Like, it is such a massive step. And that's not saying anything bad about the Jets. It kind of is, but it's the fact that there's just such a massive jump in expectation and the small details that are scrutinized. It's not about just wrecking somebody on the O-line. It's about, are you in the right position? Is your head in the right place? Are you moving your feet the correct way? Where that stuff is completely alien for the majority of D1. Now, I dare say there are a few outliers in that, but for the majority, it is just, see ball, get ball.
Yeah, like we went 10-0 last year. We had one lad on the Hounds, and that's just because he's an absolute animal. Like, until you actually test yourself against that better competition, I think it is a bit unreasonable to presume you can go from the middle division in Ireland to international.
Yeah, it is possible.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, your man from the Razorbacks going from D2 to D1 to GFL1 that's some going, but he's a brilliant player.
Yeah, Stu Wiley.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting very distracted.
Yes, we got a dog on the podcast.
Talking about the Hounds, got a hound.
Solid branding. Solid branding.
That's just the money we put into special effects here. There is actually no dog.
And we don't actually have an Owen. That's special. That is AI down there.
Yes, it's like a 5-minute screen recording from an episode. I just cuts out every now and then. No, he's just.
I think he's having audio problems, so he's just putting a brave face until the technical issues fix themselves.
He promised to be here, and he's here.
He's streaming the past game, and it's using up all his bandwidth.
Yes.
And to further discuss the Wolfhounds, we have an unannounced special guest.
I stopped streaming.
Sean McVeigh. Sean, why can't D1 players play in the Wolfhounds?
Well, first of all, my big beef isn't any of the discussion. It's the shy talking on social media about it. When there's a whole league Discord where lads have been begging for lads to send in tape, so coaches can stand on giving these lads an invite. Lads have to realize that we're still amateur. We don't have the time to send coaches. I say we, I'm bloody running the thing. Hounds don't have coaches that they can send to every game to see lads. So players kind of have to take their own initiative and get tape out. And look, if your team's not filming, that's so what? You get your mate to fucking film off a bloody iPhone. Get something that you can send in. Shit about favoritism and all that I was seeing about admirals being on, and it's if for an international game we only have a handful of trainings there to get ready for international game, so it's not like any coach is going to bring someone that they're not trusting to run the scheme or that they haven't seen before. Now, I will say the clinics were great for having a look at people. Now, there is a case that none of the main Wolfhounds core was kitting up. So it's kind of the best of everyone else that we got to see. And they were great. Like, there's definitely lads that proved, look, they're around that level. But I just think the complaining's fucking crazy. Like, the opportunity is there to just send your tape directly to coaches, get feedback, and damn all have taken up that kind of availability, that option.
Would that not be the first kind
of? Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Like the whole tape thing. If you want to play with the Hounds, you got to show that you're willing to. And I use this term loosely, jump through the hoops, for lack of a better description, to go and commit. And, if it's going to be a pain in the arse to get tape, embrace the pain in the arse. If you're not willing to commit from the outset, why would the coaches trust you?
Yeah, like, it's a big ask to just ask a coach, oh, look, I think I deserve a shot, and be brought to a camp, like. But yeah, those clinics were definitely key for getting lads kind of on the radar, or at least guys kind of know the level that's required. But there is another step up from that when you get on the actual kind of training camps. Not to say that there isn't guys in lower divisions that could do it. There obviously is. Like a pile of those UL lads who I wouldn't have known much of. At that clinic, I was really impressed with them. Obviously they were cream of the crop in D1, but you'd have to imagine there's a handful of other lads, especially.
Jack's mightily offended here.
Sean, on a vaguely serious question, do you think then there's anything, because it would have been a rumble around D1, I know, to sending out invites to specific stats standouts? Or is that kind of irrelevant to the actual how you play the game?
Stats standards, like as in reporting from the game?
No, as in standouts in statistics columns, like touchdowns, receiving, that kind of thing.
I mean,
or is it kind of irrelevant?
I mean, it's kind of irrelevant because the nature of D1 is the top of D1 are going to be well set up, and I don't want to insult teams, but you could have teams at the bottom that are kind of near folding, or just a down year where they've lost guys, and you could have a fella put up a 300-yard game against them and kind of inflate his stats. There's something to it, but I don't think it matters that much. Tape is the only way you can judge people. Stats are kind of overblown. Even the SBC, they're overblown.
Well, there's the first green zone top tip to get your name in the Ireland squad. Get your damn stats out of your head and get your film into the coaches.
Yeah, get someone with a phone, stand behind you, and not during a game. During a game is important, but when you're doing your drills and when you're actually going through those skill-specific stuff.
Literally anything. Anything that you can get, like. We're well aware, like coaches are well aware across Ireland that like not every club is going to tape, which is unfortunate. Like that's what we have to get better at. Every club has to have tape and good game tape, but like coaches are well aware. Like anything you can put together, you'd at least have a fair whack at it.
It doesn't even. I mean, a good coach will know good talent from all right tape. At least intriguing.
No idea what you're talking about, Chris.
Would it be a fair point though? Because we were sort of talking about it before we started. The Wolfhounds, it only comes to the front of people's minds once the league's over, and it's only for a few weeks. The coaches have to prepare quite quickly, and there's players that have gained a lot of trust from these coaches. It's going to be difficult, even if you are very talented, just to gain the trust from the coaches in a short space of time. Like you can do the right things on the practice field, you can go do the right tape, you can have the right stats, but if you can't read a coach's playbook or understand the playbook, which is hard to...
It's a team, not a player.
Which is hard. It's like the intangibles they talk about. Is that not like a fair point that's a difficult reason to really punch through into the international squad?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the ability to pick up the playbook quick and be trusted is like number one, because like they just don't have time to, I won't say waste, but Hounds isn't for coaching up guys and teaching them a playbook. It's the onus is on players to learn it and to prove that they're trustworthy.
Is it stupid to have a Wolfhounds playbook available to players to look at? Is that a stupid thing to have available?
The Wolfhounds won't even release a player list until like an hour before the game. They ain't fucking giving out a playbook.
But it's different if they have all the time in the world to prepare. But like, is it worth having it out there so that players can come to sessions with a knowledge of the playbook?
Andy Denny to open his playbook to be open source.
I know it might be a stupid suggestion, but it's just because it's not a lot of time to prepare. At least give some players a leg up to be like, look, this is what we expect, and we expect you to get it right. You know,
I'm sure Andy would love this suggestion, but like, message him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this for me. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the Trojans first, and then I'll see about that. But just me for players in D1 who, and even SBC, who do want to break that ceiling.
I don't know, to be honest. I'm not even going to throw out a question. I don't know.
Completely dark.
Yeah, Sharon, it looks like you've been mugged by the night.
He's going to walk into Owen now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like with the Wolfhounds, we could go over this again and again, but ultimately the system as it stands, get your tip to the coaches, try to embrace it, ask for guidance, and you know what? That's the system at the moment.
Yeah.
I think having spent about 20 minutes on the Wolfhounds, and it's not even game one of the season has happened yet. Let's leave that for now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to know that people are thinking about it, but
people thinking.
Yeah.
People think about it.
If there's one positive, people care. If there's one big positive to take.
Those 7 viewers that contributed to those questions and kept arguing with each other, man, they care.
Our DMs blew up with people being like, "Here's what you need to do," and I was like, "I'm fucking not on that."
Yeah, it's good that people are thinking about it, but like complaints are fucking crazy.
Yeah. Take action. Stop spouting shade.
Yeah, basically.
One of the other hot topics was I was gonna talk about this, but I've actually gone against it in my head, which was people giving off about referees, and we haven't even had a fucking game yet.
Oh, lads, like that does nothing for anyone.
I sat the ref course. Dave, you've sat the ref.
Yep.
Has anyone else sat the ref course? Well, not you, Sean.
I haven't. But
you don't even go here anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there's a lot to cover. There's a lot of shit that goes on, and you know what? There isn't enough time for TPOs to be as well trained as they could be, unless they want to commit to something every week. Stop bitching about refs before a flag's even been thrown, please.
Yeah.
But like, fucking, if you're gonna complain about refs, make it an official complaint. Like,
do that, or it's not a real complaint.
No, it's like the AGM all over again. When like I did the mock AGM, we did the mock AGM, and we got a load of people, and like some really good points. Some people just spouting off shite that they can't wear tipped advisors, but a lot of people giving out, and then Aidan, like messaging me being like, you know, half the shit that like people were giving off about that was proper didn't come up in the AGM, wasn't raised the AGM at all, like.
I equate it to pub talk after you lost a championship game and you're like, oh, we'll do all this shite next year, and you do none of it. Like, make it an official complaint or fuck up about it, to be honest. Like, fuck me. And also, like, just fucking head off refs is pointless. Like, the league's not going to operate if we don't have refs. Like,
yeah. We're volunteers.
Like, give actual feedback in an official way that they can improve on or whatever. Like, fucking that off them, it's pointless.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement on that. The next one that's a bit close to Dave and I's heart, but previously close to our heart. Apparently, one of the hot takes was the Jets will win a game.
I mean, I haven't seen any clips of him,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
maybe. Like,
Give me good odds on it, Chris, and we'll throw that hard. Club needs money.
I think you're allowed to say that as a head
He's changed
coach.
location as well.
No,
Yes, he's in Sean McVay's
I can hear. I can hear. It works.
Oh,
that's Sean's back room.
Yeah. My mother apologizes for the mess. She literally sent me in here and went, "You better apologize for the mess now."
it's the most Irish mammy thing.
Yeah,
ever.
it's the Irish thing I've ever heard.
But yes, will the Antrim Jets on a rebuild, will they be able to win a game? Especially now that the Pirates are no longer part of D1. Closest potential team for that to happen, maybe the Giants.
Vipers, Giants.
Yeah, Vipers have suffered a few losses
Have they?
going into this season. Yeah.
Who that is?
They lost a couple of defensive players.
SAF, as if I know.
Okay. We're in Division 1, brother. You can't just call players defensive
I don't
players.
think we're allowed to say that.
But by lost, I don't mean like they've left the sport. They've gone to different teams.
Yeah.
And that's been a gradual bleed. I don't think there's much new blood coming in.
Whether
Donald
the Jets
McCluskey,
just have a really good media department, or whether they've actually grown their squad to significant size and put in a good bit of training in the offseason, I'm not sure yet. And we won't know until they kick a football.
the Jets were late. They were late to come back from preseason or off season, sorry. But I think numbers wise, they've got to 30.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
look, we are proof that you can do a lot with little. Our average game attendance is probably about 24, 23.
Yeah, including coaches.
Including player, coaches, refs, if we can get them, you know. But like, geez, when you look at the final from last year, UL appeared to have double our numbers from our sideline. I don't know if that was actually the case or if that was just a psychological thing.
Possibly
But,
triple.
It wasn't far off. I
Yeah.
I think we had 36
on
for the final.
It was pretty
But the
close.
point about the Jets having bodies, I mean, it could feed into having a couple of wins, or it could be a case of, you know, you have great load of bodies, but you Razorback where you take 3 games to get going, you know.
Yeah.
As I say, we'll need to see a ball.
Did you notice though, like when the Jets are posting like pictures on Instagram of their training sessions, it was all of the same 5 linemen.
That's because the O-line are all that matter. We get no praise any other time bar socials.
I think there's a good reason why that's the case though. It's
the
because
social media manager is the O-line coach.
is the O-line coach. Yeah. So he just whips the phone out to get some pics of training, and there you go.
Fair enough.
Yeah, well, the Jets struck 3 on the Rebels,
Yeah, and that's no mean feat.
and nobody will give us a number as to how many they conceded. So there's no statement on how many. So that's 3-0.
Over 3.
Yes, yeah. Bang that over.
I just hope they finish the season. That's a win.
Yeah.
If we could go a season with no Foles, I'm not counting the Pirates because it's not in season.
Yeah.
If we could go a season, no Foles, and they just survive and build, that's a win. And I hope they do get a win. I hope they have a good season.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I was chatting to their head coach a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, that is the plan. The plan, well, not to survive. The plan is to develop and build and grow. It's not really win. They're not really focusing too much on wins. They're focused on getting game experience. They have a lot of rookies. The offense is probably the more vets in the offense. There's a strong core there. But defensive wise, they have a lot of new blood. Apparently there's a cornerback that they've recruited that's supposed to be, as far as rookies go, quite shit hot.
I thought you were going to say quite shit. I was like, man, that is so harsh. Why are you singling this single guy out?
I haven't even met him.
Random rookie.
Yeah. We'll touch a bit more on the Jets as we go into predictions. But the last one, which wasn't a popular one, but I took offense for you, Evan. UL flopping. Why are people sleeping on UL? And please set the story straight.
Good question. It's very easy to turn around and say, okay, they just came up a division, it's going straight back down. You'd see it even for fucking Premier League. Any team that comes up is always favoured to get relegated again, as in soccer. Like, so it's kind of the easy option if you're trying to say, oh, who's going down, who's getting relegated? Well, who just came up? And that's kind of the reason I give. There's probably less tape on us than there is on other teams. So that we played is live streamed, but our tape hasn't been shared around the last few years in the Premier League, Premier Division. So I imagine that may play a factor.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk of, we mentioned this in sort of off camera, the one-dimensional offense that UL apparently have. But when you're banging the hammer and the hammer works, just because you don't need to adapt doesn't mean you can't.
Yeah, like this year, like last year now, we've massively upgraded our receiving core this year. We brought in some shit hot rookies. We have the return of a wily veteran, and we just have more weapons now at receiver. We still have Finn at quarterback, who's massively improved throughout the preseason. We still have Aiden, still have Josh, and a few other running backs. So we actually have a lot of weapons on offense, and we have I think we're up to like 10 or 11 O linemen now as well. So we have a lot of competition for those spots.
That's huge.
Yeah. So we have massive competition for all the spots, and lads are fighting for them. They're fighting hard. But like, as you're saying, lads were criticizing us last year for not having much of a passing game. Like against the Razorbacks, we put up, I want to say 52 points. We passed for 40 something yards and ran for 400 and something. So like, when it's working, why would you stop?
Yeah.
Exactly.
A one-trick pony is fine if it's a very good trick.
Exactly. Like Aiden Maher, I do the stats for the Vikings, and the only time I lied on the stat sheet all year is I gave Aiden Maher an extra yard because he ran for exactly 300 and it just sounded fake. So I gave him
Is that the guy who fell out with the Jets because we cheated him out of 1,000 season?
Yeah.
That's fair. But yeah, plenty of hot takes, plenty of people giving out, which is good. It means people are interested in the season. So I think it's about damn time to put everyone out of their misery and do what they are here for, which is let's talk about the upcoming games. Let's talk about week 1, and let's give our. Where is this fucking button? While
I love the focus for the transition. So much focus for a transition.
So much focus for a transition. So let's chat a bit about predictions. It goes hard. It goes so damn hard. Yeah, there's no business for it going that hard. But yes, week 1 is upon us. We have 2 games in the SBC, 2 games in Division 1, 2 massive games in SBC, I would say. I think we'll come to the SBC last. We'll start at the bottom, as they say, and work their way up.
With the hors d'oeuvres.
What's that, sorry?
Start with the starters, start with the hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody wants us to decide who's going to win between UCD and Rebels.
We are going to run out of time and give them all of 10 seconds.
Yes, we are. That's what we're going to do. Everyone knows what's going to happen. But yeah, let's start up north. In New Forge, we have the NI Razorbacks taking on the Antrim Jets. I really should have opened this up, but we reached out to each individual coach. They asked them their views and what they're going to do. Essentially, I'll paraphrase. I'll put up the statements later. But essentially, the Razorbacks have been busting their balls off non-stop. They haven't taken an off season in about 3 years. But all that means nothing unless they can actually secure a win. Their offense are good against their defense are good against their offense, but that means nothing when they put it in the alive, when they're firing live rounds. The Jets on a rebuild, the guys are working hard. They have a lot of rookies to blood, as we mentioned, but this season's not about winning. This season's about building that core to come back next season and really sort of take Division 1 by storm. So we'll start with our guest, which I fucking don't know which one's which now, so the McVeigh shut up. But we'll start with Evan, our actual guest. Who do you think is going to take it and why?
Razorbacks handily enough, I'd say. Am I right in saying the Jets scored 2 touchdowns in the entire season last year?
They scored 12 points, yes.
Yeah, Razorbacks easily, no question.
Both were against the Razorbacks.
Oh, really? They scored 21 against the Rebels.
They did.
Oh, was it 3 touchdowns?
Well,
3 points.
Confirmed.
No, all the Viking lads are just talking in the chat saying hi to each other, and I just
I get up close, all right, and you're getting really rude.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
All right, okay. Just put the up, that's all right.
There we go. But no, for Jets Razorbacks, apparently Jets have brought in some rookies, but Razorbacks have brought in rookies 2 years ago, and now they've all developed. They've had time to develop. Not having an off season since COVID is a bit mental, to be honest.
Yeah.
From playing rugby mainly, if you try to go through from season to season without taking any kind of break, it's just insane. You see it in GAA, it's becoming much more prominent as well, where coaches are having shortened off seasons, and I just don't think it actually has any benefit. You're going to absolutely wither yourself when the season comes around. Now, maybe it's a lot of conditioning and it's a lot more, we haven't taken an off season, but we spent a month doing only classroom stuff or spent a month doing only, playbook and install. If it's a case of you're going hell for leather for 2 solid years straight, training 2 or 3 times a week, you are going to knacker yourself.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it is. They have their play reviews, they have their conditioning classes, they of course have their own field stuff. So I don't think it has just been non-stop hitting each other.
Yeah, fair enough then.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll come good. I mean, the improvement they had coming from the 2022 season to the 2023 season was astonishing. Third place in D2 was it 5th or 6th they ended up? It was 5th.
They ended up just missing out on the playoffs. If they won in the last week of the season, they would have made it.
Yeah, so that in the space of a season is insane. Now, yes, you will get diminishing returns as seasons progress, but I reckon honestly the Hogs would be overjoyed with playoffs, but you'd be very proud of a Shield final this season.
Yeah, Tan said it on another podcast last year where his plan for last year wasn't playoffs, but it was developed, and they came 1 game short.
Well,
they had a 5-year plan or something like that. So his plan this year is to make the playoffs. Now, the introduction of the Eagles might throw a spanner into that, but I think they are fighting for that 4 seed, especially if they haven't improved as much as rumored.
Yeah, definitely.
I went up and watched this game last year. I think it was the first game of the season that they both played as well.
It was supposed to be the first game of the 22 season, but there was COVID.
So last season, it was probably as good a first quarter as I've seen played football up and back and forth. And then the Jets QB went down. So that's why it kind of skewed the scoreline last year. I was talking to a couple of the Jets players, telling them that this is probably as good a shot as they have against the Razorbacks this season. That the Razorbacks kind of grow into the league as it goes with their sheer number of bodies. Just takes a second for the team to gel, a game or two. But, you come in, Razorbacks will not be overly thrilled with facing peppy, full of rookies, young team. Like these guys, Jets don't know any different than if they're full of rookies, they don't know any different than go out and have the crack and hope for the best. That ain't a team.
See ball, hit ball.
Yeah, but it's not a team you want to see week 1. You want to see really organized, and then you punch them in the mouth and they kind of go, nuts. Not you punch them in the mouth and they go, come on, go again. So hopefully the Jets keep up with them. I'd like to see a decent score on this game.
Yeah, and shout out to my very own brother who will be making his debut at the Jets Razorbacks. We'll also be there. We're coming around after training. Does anyone disagree with the Razorbacks winning this?
No, I don't think I can.
The experts, the secret league experts, they picked a full landslide, 100% win rate or win chance for the Razorbacks. And I don't think that's going to be changed here tonight.
No.
Not if you want any credibility, I'm afraid.
Oh, and you don't like credibility.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm picking the Razorbacks. Jesus, I nearly.
Freudian slip.
But yeah, I mean, so as we sit in the mid to bottom of the table, we'll jump to the top and bottom of the table concurrently, based on seeding. That didn't work in my head. We have Declan and the boys traveling all the way down to a snowy Gorey to face off against last year's Division 2 champions, the Wexford Eagles. We reached out to the only Coach Platt, and I just want to say, I don't think there's anyone in this league who is as well thought of as Coach K. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm yet to hear somebody say a bad word about him. Man's a gent.
Yeah.
But given the decks are going 20 minutes speed, I will read what he sent us. The Eagles couldn't ask for a much better welcome back to Division 1 than a home game against the Louth Mavericks. We've massive respect for that team, their players, and everything they've achieved over the last couple of years. There's a fantastic, healthy rivalry between our two sides, and we're under no illusions as to the difficulty of the task ahead, but we're very much looking forward to it. Our aim is to stay competitive, avoid silly mistakes. Against a team like the Mavericks, those mistakes will become severely punished. So all we can do is focus on what we're trying to accomplish on any given play. If we do that, we'd like to think we'd still be in it in the fourth quarter rolls over. Whatever happens on Sunday, we'll try to learn from it and use the experience going forward this season. And that's why everyone likes him. Man's a gent. So Dex, spout some shit about the Eagles here.
I don't think the Eagles are going to need any more motivation to beat us than they already have. As you say, covered up on paper, bottom seed. So, they're going against a team that was in the final last year. They have all the motivation they need. I don't need to be piling onto it. Look, we've been obviously disrupted in the last couple of weeks with the coaching change, and the only thing to be said is that our coordinators remain the same, so we're still practicing the offense we were a month ago, 2 months ago, however long in this offseason. But I hope it's a similar game with a different outcome to the last time we played. We played an up and down the field game against them 2, maybe 3 years ago, however long it was, in Gorey, where both teams were throwing, running, hitting really well. So hopefully it's as entertaining as that game was. Owen, you can be the independent observer of that.
I will be.
Yes, AFI redesign will be on location.
With a Mavericks hat on.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll bounce back to you, Evan. What do you think what way do you think this one's going to go?
We played Microsoft Teams. We played Wexford in the first game of the 22 season, the first year back after COVID, and we only won 12-6. Now there were a lot of questions, and we had like 80% of our team rookies, but they're fairly hard hitting. Are they still running that wing T, are they?
Presumably.
Yeah.
Had a coaching regime change.
It's an offense that defenses aren't used to, so it will take you time to adjust to it. If you compare that then to the Mavs offense, where now they mix it up for the bowl, where it's a lot more kind of straightforward. They run a lot in the run game it has a bit of trickery to it, but the pass game is relatively straightforward. So it's kind of a case of, right, we're better than you, let's try beat us, opposed to, right, here's our scheme, try to figure it out.
So did you think this will come down to who's the better coach?
No, I think the Mavs take it, to be honest.
Declan with like 2 weeks experience against
leaning on
There is Polish of Talking Balls and Dublin Rebels fame.
Who?
Oh fuck! You got me fucking every time you get me with that shit. I'm too easy.
It's gonna be a long season, Chris.
It is. It's gonna be a long ass season. It'll be grayer come the end. Sean, what do you think is gonna go down? Mavs versus Eagles. Two teams you're very, very intimate and well versed on.
I actually went to see one Eagles game against Trinity, RIP.
Who?
And I was like, oh, I love this team. They were wearing their old yellow and purple jerseys, like the loose ones, like, and I love them. Their offense is so fun to watch. With that being said, Mavs by a fair bit. I think the Eagles will score, but I don't see the Mavs struggling too much. Mavs fairly secure in this, I think.
Yeah, fair. Owen, what would you?
Yeah, I saw the Eagles twice, I think, last season. I saw them in that same game that Sean was at, the Henry Foxton legacy game with the 15 million sacks for Foxton. And yeah, I would say more about how bad Trinity were in that game rather than how good the Eagles were. Like, I think Coach Cladd will tell you himself, like, that was not even close to the best the Eagles could be. And then in the Division 2 Bowl, they had a bit of a slow first half, but then really kind of got into things in the second half and kind of ran away with it then. And from what I've heard, they've only built on that. They haven't really got any significant losses that I've heard of. And Coach Clatt is incredible. And I also really just don't know a lot about the Mavs. Sorry, Declan. I've seen you score 2 whole points in my entire time in the AFI, and they were scored by the Vikings punter. So it's
Jesus Christ. Like,
At first, that actually means the Mavs haven't scored themselves in the last 2 bowls they've been to.
Oh,
That's so rude, man.
there was no
Bang out
need.
of order.
Blame your president for coming at us on a different show. This isn't aimed at you, Jack. This is aimed at Alex.
I was going back, yeah. Nah, you bastard. Evan, I'd imagine the Vikings sideline in that feckin' final, it was squeaky bum time when we were on the 1 yard line with Dan Finley running the ball.
I mean, if you listen back to the commentary, myself and Joe Kinahan.
Yeah, nobody can have any complaints from our sideline because we had a very good camera angle that we didn't want to volunteer.
Yeah, we had it in slow-mo and it was right there.
Yeah, it's all right. Owen, I really hope your curse doesn't continue this Sunday then.
Well, prediction. I think the Eagles are going to win the game.
Owen going against the experts.
I'm going against
Such
the
a
experts,
hipster.
which is why I'm not an expert, let's be honest. But
If you knew who the experts were.
Take one guess, Owen. You could have been an expert.
Don't be giving away the secrets. The anonymous group that will name unnamed. Or stay unnamed. Jesus. Not used to talking shit again. So Owen going against the trend. Dave, what would you, buddy?
I think they're two really fun offenses to watch. Obviously got to see the Eagles play the Giants in the D2 Bowl last year. I was just enamored with their organization as a team, obviously down to Coach Clatt and stuff. Like, they were a joy to watch. I got to see the Mavericks put 58 points against the team that I used to play for. I think it was 58. Watching Nathan Hardy check his wrist coach before the play, like everyone was lined out and he was just like, right, I'm just making sure, and then to proceed to throw a touchdown. As offenses go, I think they're 2 really smooth operations. But I just think the Mavs have been there a bit longer just in recent times. I know the Eagles were a bigger outfit a few years ago, but
I'm guessing
I believe Pats have scored.
Pats have just scored a screamer, man.
No shit.
Beautiful.
You're accepting the Lord there.
I didn't want to shout over you. I didn't want to be disrespectful, but I couldn't help celebrate, man. Sorry.
But no, I just think it on the day it comes down to experience and personnel, and I think the Mavericks will just have too much. But it'll be for anyone that's going down 0-1, for example, it should be a fun game to watch for sure.
Yeah, like definitely. I think it's Mavs are great in the air, Eagles are great in the ground. Ironically, one being a bull, you'd expect them to have the stronger run, Eagles in the air, but no, it's definitely the other way around. It is going to be an electric game.
Eagles actually have an ex-Viking playing.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, he played and then he was in college and then unfortunately COVID cut his Viking career short.
Donovan.
Bastards.
Is this the wide receiver? Is it?
Yeah, I think it's Fitzpatrick, Luke Fitzpatrick's name. I actually don't remember him, but the lads who actually play receiver were like, no, he's a fucking baller. So
He's unreal.
yeah.
We'll introduce him to Brandon Sims.
Yeah, there you go.
In the D2 Bowl, he was the one who he scored a touchdown, then dislocated his shoulder,
Oh fuck!
and then relocated it and went on to score another touchdown.
I like it.
I appreciate that.
Let the guys play or let the boys play, isn't that right, Chris?
Yes, just let the boys play.
That game is definitely a game where I'm like, I don't really care who wins. I like both teams, you know. Like I really want both teams to have good years.
You want a spectacle.
Yeah, I do. I want a spectacle.
But Declan, please give us your unbiased opinion on the game.
Man, no. No, look, we're going into it to do our thing, to play our game. The only way that we know how to play is to play our game. We don't like adjusting for the opposition. We like to do what we do and do it well. There are times you have to, bowl games and such. But yeah, I'm not going telling you it's going to be a cricket score or a close game. I don't want to be disingenuous. So I'll keep my cards tight to the chest. But yeah, we'll just play as we do. And you've seen us play in the past, so you know we're going to try at least.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're going for a Mavs victory.
Yes, yeah, you can stick me down for the loudest Mavericks.
Shocking.
Coach goes
Yeah,
for
right.
Eagles.
Hey, we're coming up to a Trojans game preview in a while, all right, next week or week after. So don't you get too snippy with me.
We will be so unbiased. But yeah, like I have a soft spot for the Mavs. Mavs are like they're my team that aren't my team. They were the official team of the podcast. They can't be anymore now that we actually.
We'll give you a bus ride anytime, Chris.
Yeah. Yes.
Not a euphemism.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. No. That. No. No.
It was fairly ropey.
Too early in the season. Too early in the season for that. We got cancelled enough last year. But yeah, I'll always back the Mavs. I'll always back the Mavs. They're prolific in the air. They're so composed. Both in offense and defense. Yeah, what can you say about them? They're going to take it. So they are. I don't think it's going to be a massive. It's not going to be last year when you used to stick 60 points on people for shits and giggles. I think it's going to be a lot closer.
Yeah, but a lot closer could be 30. Come on, stop sitting on the fence. Give us scores, Chris.
Score prediction.
Mavs by 2 scores.
Okay.
6 Is that
points.
fair?
Yeah.
4
I
points,
think
2 safeties.
2 safeties. Yes, Mav by 5 safeties. Well, moving further southwest, we have Evan and the boys welcoming the Cork Admirals to come and their re-debut, saying that somebody corrected me on Instagram when I said debut. The re-debut into the SBC. We reached out to Cork, to Coach Allen, for kind of his thoughts on it, and he came back and said the lads been working hard over the last few months, and everyone's looking forward to the start of the season. We'll just keep improving, and their aim is to make the playoffs again. Short and sweet from Allen. Again, Cork without their starting QB, their QB1, Stephen Hayes. They have a rookie in who represented on the under 20s. Well, he's a rookie for starting.
No, he's there a couple
Jake
games
Kennedy is up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Wolfhounds under 20s as well.
Yeah.
Owen will probably know better than me, but I believe he's been the starter since they actually started up again. Is that right?
Who's this? Sorry.
Jake Kennedy. He's been starting for the 20s since that rebooted, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm bad with the names.
He's a good player.
He'll have a Cork accent.
He'll be the one in red. And also we've got the Vikings, who are coming up after 2 years of not being in the SBC. We reached out to the head coach via the medium that was Evan, because they didn't reply to us on Instagram. And they said, we've been preparing for this day since we lost the D1 Bowl to Westmeath. All things going well, that could change in the first play on Sunday. So short, sweet, and to the point. Evan, do you want to give us a bit more insight?
Yeah. Like, our plan was to drop down after COVID, drop down to D1, and spend the season there, come back up, rebuild. Westmeath put an enormous spanner in that works, so we had to go run the table again. Well, run the table for the first time, I should say. So went straight back up. Had a tough season. Mavs threw another spanner in the works because we were kind of expecting to beat everyone, and then the Mavs ended up being good. It was unbelievable. And after that, then we're just kind of, it's a case of like, right, we're not back in the SBC. It's kind of back where we belong. We were kind of expecting this.
We did our best to upset you.
You personally, because you're the one. I was the one who got caught on the fake field goal that you ran down.
Man, if I was 10 years younger, that was a touchdown.
In hindsight, when you lined up for a 45-yard field goal, I should have went probably a fake.
Like, I did remember watching you run that deck, and I was like, fuck, if he was quicker, I was in. Like, two things you need to stop
and I'd
doing.
say you got, what was it then? And like the 4, yeah.
Big runs and spin moves, you need to take them out of your repertoire, big man.
You and that fucking spin move video, the slowest thing I have ever done on film. I did that 10 times through the season, never once that slow.
You spun with me.
It was after we had run a stunt.
You twirled like the world's slowest fucking ballerina. It wasn't a spin move. It was a
Chris, you should keep re-uploading it, but slow it down each time. Like 5% each time.
At a certain time, Sean, and it'll be very early in that video. It won't be worth watching.
This all stems from when you pulled a spin move on me. Did not like you just like turned around and then faced me again, and it wasn't like I messed that up. It was like, but did it look good? Did it look? Tell me it looked good.
We were possibly winning at the time, and fine.
What's funnier is he hopped across the other side and did the exact same to me.
Because he knew it was coming.
The right tackle's not giving me the right info here. I'll go to the left guard and keep me sweet.
No, I was left tackle as well that day. As well, yeah. So, yeah. Do you see that spin move? Yes, Declan, I did. You were in front of me when you did it.
Probably in front of you when I finished it as well.
You went nowhere.
Back to the game we're talking about.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I think, Evan, did we get your prediction?
I know. I'm not doing a prediction. No fucking way. After what Joe Kinahan did on the domestic game last year, when they got the season, no fucking way.
Joe,
That's
I'm going
fair.
to win out Kinahan. Sean, what about you? You have nothing but love and respect for the Admirals, and nothing but love and respect for the Vikings. So, what way do you think this is going to go?
I think it'll be very low scoring. Like from what I know, Jake, he's good. Like I think he came in for a few snaps in the semi last year. He's good. Like he's definitely a player. Like he's not just because Hayes isn't there. It's not like they're fucked entirely. UL from the lads that I've seen are good. I don't know if they're ready this year. I don't know if it's 3 years, but they're certainly on a good path. I think UL win by like 14-6 or some minute scoreline.
I know Donovan is just writing down your name in a list currently.
I think so. I'll back other students. Student fraternity.
Student for students. Owen,
But
what
yeah,
about you?
I could see it going
Sorry.
either way. But I'll pick UL.
Yeah. Well, UL, the experts did give UL a 62.5% win chance against the Admirals, 37.5. And you know what? When we ran the polls, it was pretty much similar.
I'm pretty sure there's been some weird media obsession with UL. Think League Wide were probably putting a bit too much stock in them, but
Do they
they're
have Wi-Fi in Cork? Are
Sorry?
they able to vote for themselves?
it's all
Has
UL.
that technology reached down there yet?
Owen, you have
Man,
no
that's
room
no
to talk
Wi-Fi
about
right
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You have been in and
your
out of
first
this.
half hour.
Cork
Someone
has
actually
been
said that
getting
10
nothing
minutes
but
ago.
shit.
Coming through now.
Cork-
Everyone seems to be
They're
getting
gonna
off.
say-
So.
The time.
Yeah, Cork have got a lot of shit this off season.
Yeah.
Which is weird for a playoff team that's been like consistent playoffs. But like they're not going to be terrible. Like just because Hayes isn't there, they're not going to be like 0-8. Like
They finished
I could see
7-1. Like they finished 7-1, and now lads, yeah, they're getting relegated. Like,
I mean,
slander is
they
outrageous.
they bet us in one game. Like it's not like they're scrubs. Like
I don't understand where it's coming from. I really like. Yeah, okay. If that's the thing that Stephen Haynes is out. If it's true, they still have a backup quarterback.
It is true. Cork
100%.
confirmed it. They
but I
confirmed
wouldn't
it.
be.
Well, week 1 anyway.
Oh,
It'd be like the Undertaker walking out of WrestleMania. Oh, he's back!
I'd love that. I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
He'll step off the bus. He's thrown her off. Fuck.
I'd expect
Shortest away
dramatic
anybody.
footage from Owen Conley. Or no, he's not there. You're not there. You're fucking Eagles. Sorry.
There are no eyes on the connoisseurs game of the week. Oh shit! I fucking didn't even hit the button. Where?
Oh god.
Is there a short
easier than last year? We'll get better. We'll get
come on, it's been like 6 months.
I take it Chris's big score fuckathon has been retired.
It has.
No.
Oh shit! I was supposed to put this in.
We're nearly done too.
Yeah, it's only an hour in, which is good for us. But yes, we're over an hour, so we shall start wrapping. Owen,
wouldn't have time for the last game.
UL Cork, tell us your thoughts. Neither of these
really
teams
like
have offended you
UL.
personally, so
Wait, what?
neither of these teams have offended you.
No, neither of these teams have offended me personally.
Only one of them has drank with you till 5 a.m. though. So
This is true. This is very true. Only one of them stayed up while we waited for the fucking Polish national flag team to show up. And then defended me while my media pass was revoked. So I'm gonna back UL.
Hey, as good a reason as any.
Football reasoning behind this. It's literally just that.
No, in all seriousness,
William Campbell will be delighted.
He will.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really
Also, Will gave me a lift home from the college football game in Dublin. So
a sound bunch of chaps.
Yeah, and Callum brought me for a McDonald's as well. I don't know if he's in the chat. So
Callum.
I haven't seen anyone with Callum yet.
Callum? Caelan? What?
Oh, Caelan.
Caelan, yeah. I got it right. Okay, fine.
Okay, so another one for UL. Dave.
Yeah.
You love Cork.
I don't know if I picked Cork that one time against UCD, and that's my claim to game to being somewhat of an expert.
Sorry, Dave. Hang on. I'm defending myself against this. I live 10 minutes from a I live 10 fucking minutes from a
It sounds like a chant. Sounds like a chant that should be sung at grounds all across the island.
Owen does not live close to Maynooth. He lives in Kilcock, and he's proud of it.
I don't live in bastard fucking Kilcock.
Sorry, Dave. Go on.
No, it's really difficult because obviously, like as we were saying, Cork are a strong outfit, and it does sort of, because of how good the coaching is down there, it gives me the vibe of next man up. Doesn't matter who's injured, who's left. They're just going to have someone else to fill that role and do it just as well as the starter did. Now, I never got a chance to actually play the Vikings last year due to an unfortunate forfeit, which was beneficial to the team I was playing for last season because it would have been a lot more than 30. But I just don't know, because I'm thinking back about that. What was it we called it? Hot takes.
Yeah.
About someone saying that the UL flops and they get relegated. Like, the Minotaurs came up and got a couple of wins, and I feel like UL are a better outfit than the Minotaurs. So I just think with the enthusiasm of the first game back and just the athleticism in that squad, I feel like the Vikings do get this, but I don't think it's doom and gloom for Cork. I just think Cork have a few things to tighten, and William Campbell is agreeing with something I said. I'm not too sure, but yes, we are. I'm assuming athletic is what he's agreeing with. I just think UL do squeak it on this one, but it's not doom and gloom for Cork. It's not like season over, they're going to get beat by everybody. It's just in the first week, I think UL will take it.
Yeah, that's completely fair. Deck.
I'll go with Cork on this one just to mix it up. It's not sour grapes, Evan. It's not sour grapes. No, I'll just back the more experienced team that's been there more recently for longer. I don't think it's that UL aren't good. I just think Cork might just have a bit more steel in this particular game. So Cork in a nail biter, say 21-14, one score last minute. Cork in a nail biter.
Yeah. We'll decide this later, but I don't think we're going to do a predictions competition for who gets the most. Or should we? Fuck it, we'll decide later.
Yeah, we'll decide that later.
Oh, bollocks.
Derry scored.
Yeah.
Yes, local team. Well, not local anymore, but used to be my local team. So,
what's their nickname, David?
I fucking hate Pan.
The Candy Stripes. Am I right?
Can't catch you out.
Yes, getting. I'm more into the GAA than their football team, but I had a cousin used to play for them, but that's a story for another day.
Yes.
Pulling out of them, for fuck's sake.
Can you pretend that you're interested in American
football?
football?
No, like in fairness, we're not exactly enamoring. But yeah, I would probably agree with most of the guys here, purely down to the fact that I don't care how good your backup QB is. And like I'm led to believe, and I believe everyone when they said he is shit hot. Change of play caller, first game. It maybe, as you say, Dave, 2-3 games in that starts coming to the swing, but change of play caller in first game against a team that are coming up with a point to prove. At home, no, it mightn't be big, but it's going to be the Vikings.
Did you not pick the Mavericks?
Huh? Oh, yeah,
is that not the exact same thing?
What?
Yeah.
What?
They've got a new play caller. They're against a team who's just come up with a point.
QB being the play caller.
Someone calling the plays has changed. That's what I mean.
The short answer to your question, Owen, would be no. The long answer would be fuck no.
We've given Cork a majority against them, so Cork are going to win.
Yeah.
What was that meme that went up against Under Center? The guys in the dial.
Healy Ray. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You should take that back.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel.
You're on the screens.
So yeah, it'll be.
I think that's really the game of the week if Owen could drive, but yeah.
Look, Gorey is like an hour and 20 minutes drive, and UL is like nearly 2 hours. So
if they're not a train station in Maynooth.
Yeah.
It was sure he
He's not in
doesn't
my
live
youth.
there, man.
Yeah, but he's nowhere near
Doesn't go to Limerick, though.
I referenced.
Oh, right.
But yes,
The Maynooth
let's.
train goes to Sligo. That's the
Oh,
last
that's
fucking
actually-
place you
I-
don't win. End up.
I actually knew that, to be fair.
transfer that loan. Grand.
So last but definitely not least, we see a repeat of last year's Shamrock Bowl, the Dublin Rebels versus UCD. Again, this is the second season on the bounce that we have ended last season and started the season with this premier matchup. UCD and Rebels have their cards very close to their chest. I reached out to them for statements in the game, and I have to commend them. They both sent the most ambiguous one sentence. Right? Dublin Rebels, I asked for a coach's statement, and they said, "Hey, as coach, we're feeling good. Should be fun." Sorry, should be fun to get back out there. And our favorite blue friends, they sent a bit more. They said UCD are looking forward to welcoming the Rebels to Belfield for the season opener. After a close loss in the Shamrock Bowl back in July, we are excited for this to be our first game back. So telling us absolutely nothing other than
ChatGPT
Yeah.
answer. Like,
Yeah. The experts have this as a 77.8% win chance for the Rebels and a 22.2% win chance for UCD. Given that you are still, even though you're not there, the poster child of UCD, everything has blue 22 on it. Sean, give us your thoughts on this.
it'd be a good game. I mean, I'd say the lads are fucking sick of seeing each other so often. It'll be the same story as every single game. If UCD keep the Rebels offense off the field, UCD are in with a shot. If they don't win a turnover battle and don't keep them off the field, Rebels probably win. So it kind of just boils down to that. Can you keep the Rebels offense off the field? Essentially.
Yeah.
And I'll do the Quigley and I won't give a prediction.
You're not part of the team anymore.
You don't even play. Yeah, come on.
That's
You're
true.
not even
That's
from.
You don't even play.
Yeah.
That's so harsh.
Yeah, but I'm in about 18 group chats that I'll get removed from in about 2 seconds if I
Not the
say
one
something
that
wrong.
counts.
So that means he would pick the Rebels if he was able to pick.
No. It'll be a one-score game either way. But yeah, if UCD keep the Rebels offense off the field, UCD will
Just do it, Sean. Just say tie game.
win. Tie game. When was the last tie in here? Actually, I know that it was us against Cork.
What was the score in the season opener
3
last
seasons
year?
ago, wasn't it?
What was the score? It was like
Like
8.
6 to them.
It was like
We'll check the
Eight.
AFI website. It'll be on that
It's already gone.
no,
in like
It
4
was-
years' time.
it was like 8 points between the teams. We had an opportunity on a 4th down to convert in the red zone. I got stopped, and then they scored a touchdown at the end. So I think it made it like 14 or something points that the Rebels won the opener by. But yeah, it'll be tight. It won't be more than a two score game anyway. Probably 1 score.
Yeah, as you say, keep Ty and Greg off the field.
Yeah.
Just keep them away. Evan, what about you? Now that we're up in we're all SBC now. Bardek.
I think we're like Ty Henry. It's hard to bet against him, but it's not often you'll say it, but that UCD O-line, it's going to be a fucking difference maker. I think they are improving year on year out. They have some of the best linemen in the country. Yeah, they're without Sean, so they've improved at running back as well. They have
Aaron's RB2.
Yeah, I heard Declan Curran transferred. But no, they still have good running backs. Aaron's still at QB, I presume. They still have a good receiving core. They're still stacked everywhere. Their linebacking core is fucking class as well. Larry does baller. I'm going to take UCD.
Yeah, that's fair. Owen, can we pull you away from the Pats game for for 20 seconds?
I feel like I know what he's going to say.
UCD.
Yeah.
And why would that be, Owen?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Decline the comment.
That's fair. Dave,
He
please.
told me I wasn't allowed to cause any controversy.
Yes. 2024, no drama season.
Could you imagine?
Just to carry on what Evan was talking about, UCD's O-line is like art from another person who's trying to play O-line like myself. Watching them do pulls and everything was just fantastic. It was like watching it in slow motion, the way they move.
Sweeney's
For big guys, they just move with so much grace, like doing a full-on karaoke and stuff. Unreal. Yeah.
Karaoke, you mean? Not karaoke. Like Sweeney wasn't busting out.
He was.
Yes. He could have though. He's that good.
Pancaked then straight into like cheers.
He does a fantastic rendition of Man, I Feel Like Omen.
Was it Bring Me to Life by Evanescence was standing over your body? Yeah, you have to do the goals, but no, like I think is there a couple of people gone from the Rebels? I know there's one that's definitely gone from their squad.
Evan's gone, Wello's gone. What do you call him?
It's okay. We don't.
Oh, Russell.
Yeah.
Well, he was only there for week 1 last season. He's gone. Conrad's retired. Wello's gone. But they're gonna have rookies as well. Like that's the difficulty with a week 1 matchup between these. You don't know who's like UCD because they get such a influx of rookies. It's impossible to know who they really have.
Yeah.
And like Ty's always getting lads in with the Rebels, so like it's week 1 is the Wild West. Like it's
especially in this league. Preseason means fuck all as far as like predictions, and this is why we haven't done power rankings because nobody fucking knows till mid-season.
Yeah. I was literally just going to say about like the other podcast doing power rankings. Not taking shit on them. Their graphics and all for them are great, but like realistically, no one knows until 2 or 3 weeks into the season because it's not like you have preseason coverage on all the camps on who's in, who's looking good. You can really only base it off what you've seen from last year. But I really don't know. I feel like I'm just going to go Rebels because I'm not sure. But it's going to be tight. I'm literally basing it off last year's form. But I'll go different from everyone else, and I'll go Rebels for this one.
Yeah, I think it's worth pointing out when we say that you can't do power rankings or you can't figure out power rankings, and we would be some of the most clued in or connected people in the league as far as like what's going on. I don't mean to sound like we're fucking amazing.
I can't. Are you being serious or are you joking?
No, but think about
we're
it.
not that clued in.
Any of the media people who engage with teams or players from teams all the time, like we do have a fair clue about what's going on. But if we can't figure out who the fuck's good and who the fuck's shit going in this season, like nobody can at all. Power rankings are pointless. Confirmed.
Such a cocky comment.
It is.
Everyone's under center knows so much more than you guys. And Sean McVay is one of them, and he's thinking it right now.
I'm in a group chat with everyone here, and I religiously say Under Center is a better podcast.
Under Center is by far the better podcast. Also, keep an eye this season for Sean McVay's very own Green Zone show when he'll be reviewed.
I fucking hate this podcast so much.
Sean McVay adding to the credentials and professionality of Green Zone. But anyway, we're rambling again. Deck, UCD, Rebels.
We keep it short and sweet. I'll say that your poll is probably how I'd feel as well. Reflects how I'd feel. I'd say the Rebels have a better shot of winning the game, just from what I know of, even just playing against them in the off season and what I know of UCD's comings and goings. I won't elaborate too much and waffle because I just same as everyone, no idea. But put me down for the Rebels.
Yeah, I mean the Jets did score 3 on them. How many did you guys score on them?
How many?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you.
Oh, no, it's less.
We stuttered a few times. Didn't actually cross a goal line, but
Mav scored 0.
yeah, the Rebels brought their full team to us, and like Jets got a sympathy team.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
Jets for us there.
It's all right, lads. I don't have to face the Rebels this year. I'm lining them up for y'all.
Yes, I cannot wait for SBC edition of Stick That in Your Fucking Podcast. But yeah, I feel it is going to be a Rebels game. Like we got the opportunity to travel down and have an organized scrimmage with UCD, and they're like phenomenal lads. But I would say that there are some main players missing from game 1. So there is that they would really like to have. So I think of all the teams you need to have your full starting squad, it's the Rebels. They are the best team in the country. They have been the best team in the country like for quite some time. And yeah, unless UCD are able to bring their full squad, and UCD are the only bastion of hope against them, it's going to be Rebels. It's not going to be close, but it'll be Rebels by a couple.
So after those few sentences, are you confident in your team's ability this year, Chris?
What's that, sorry?
Did you say it's not going to be close?
Yeah, you said.
Sorry, it's not going to be. Sorry, yeah. The other one. It is going to be close.
Somebody clip it and post it.
Yes. I can't wait to see that. Fantastic.
Can I do it?
Chat.
Can I do it? Huh?
It's already in the UCD group chat.
Can I do a league-wide announcement? Can we fucking not overreact to week 1 results?
No.
No.
We can't not do it.
Bowls are not won in March.
Yes, they are.
It doesn't matter.
They're won in December and November.
Even if we took the result from the game in week 1, it would have been the same bowl winner.
That's true.
Yeah. If UL win against Cork this weekend, like it'll be Cork for D1 Shield 2025. That's what the rhetoric's going to be. We don't control that. We just we do, but we don't control it.
I secretly want a Cork win just to see the social media.
We were all wrong.
We've stayed out of it completely because everyone's like, "Oh, Cork are gone. We're like, "No, they're fucking not." Please.
I was kind of disappointed we didn't get to do power rankings because I wanted to put Cork up high so that I wouldn't get in trouble with all of them. We're just going to get grouped in.
Owen, do you just want to do a power ranking? Just you? Despite what we've just said about how nobody knows fucking anything.
Cork are going to win the whole
everyone
lot.
else leave.
But yeah, that's probably a good place to leave it. Rebels taking UCD to task, and it's all going to be everyone overreacts, and everyone's convinced that whatever happens in week 1 happens for the rest of the season. But that is all the time we have for tonight.
What a goal by Derry!
No.
I just wanted to see.
Thank you to Evan and Sean for taking time out of even to come. Good luck to Evan for the weekend. Sean, when's your first game for the Renegades?
April 1st.
Yes. So April Fool's Day, everyone go and watch Sean be the best wide receiver Vienna's ever seen. Or Zurich's ever seen, sorry.
Yeah.
Highly
He's
doubt.
gone from that group chat a couple of weeks and he's moved to wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't content with all the carries. He wants all the catches.
I'd say all that talk's a separate podcast.
Sean McVay story.
Yes. But yes, thanks for taking the time. Thank you to Owen. Thank you to Dave. Thank you to Declan. No thanks to me. Yeah, we've been Green Zone. Come see us. We'll be at the Razorbacks Hogs game. Deck will be playing in the Eagles game. Owen will be watching in the Eagles game. Evan will be beating Cork. And we will see you on Monday when we will see how correct we were about these predictions. Goodbye.
See you then, guys.
See you.
We have to